Well, I did have to work all day yesterday. I have a day off today, so we're back ready to do a little bit more work on the van. I did spend my first night in the van last night, and it was awesome. I was able to edit my last video at the desk, which was amazing. I spent about a good 4 hours at the desk. It's super comfortable. I really like this chair. Even though it's just wood without a pad, it's surprisingly really comfortable, but you could always throw a little cushion down there on that. But I'm just using it as is. As you can see, I've got some Reflectix just kind of press fit into the windows for now. I'm going to have to trim that and figure out how I'm going to attach it. I think I'm just going to use magnets, glue some magnets to the Reflectix itself. And this is the mattress that I picked up from IKEA. It was about $160. It's I think 4 1/4 inches of foam. It's got a nice cover that's a zipper on it so you can take it off and wash the cover. As you can see, it's a twin size, which is a little bit wider than my bed. It's the perfect length, so I'll be taking the cover off and giving a nice clean cut down to trim it to fit. But I think I'll leave that cut piece of foam in there so I can kind of fold it up against the back side and have a little bit of cushion up against the wall there. So I think that'll work out good. It was extremely comfortable. It's nice and firm, which I like. So it's time to get busy on my kitchen area. This is all just kind of in here temporarily. I will be pulling all of this out, doing some finishing work on the flooring, and then I'll be anchoring it down after the wood is finished. So I'm just kind of getting the raw build together now so I know what I'm working with. So I will be working on this kitchen area this afternoon. I've got all the boards cut already. I just need to make my measurements and do my joints. So it should work out good. I'm going to have a tabletop about 20 inches wide, the full length of this side from the door back all the way to the back door. So we'll go get busy on that. Really enjoying the build so far. Alright, so this is the countertop for my kitchen area here. This is going to be the actual length of it. I will be kind of rounding off the corners on the ends and doing some sanding. But for now I'm going to go ahead and mount the supports, which will be 2 more sheets of plywood basically coming up here. That would be about, I think, 32 inches. So that'll be the height. There'll be another one here. Okay, so there's where we're at with our kitchen counter set up here so far. I added the shelf there so I can add some drawers eventually. Alright, so there's our kitchen countertop there. Made it nice and tall. That way I can either sit across from the bed. I feel like it's just the perfect distance and the perfect height from there, and yeah, I think it's going to work out really good. And having this end kind of open like that, I think I'll be able to, if I need to, kind of slide my chair over here and kind of work from the corner, which is really nice. And I'm going to bring my mattress back in. I think I'm going to try to trim that mattress this evening up at the job. When it's hanging out here, it makes it tough to get down the center here, but that's kind of the amount of space in the center. I think it's perfect. Allows me to get through there. I think this is going to work out really good. I'm feeling good about this. I'm going to have a lot of finishing work to do. This is just all raw. I'm going to be pulling everything out and doing more finishing work on it. I just want to get it test fit and just kind of work as we go. Well, today we're going to work on getting the roof vent fan installed here. I went with the Maxx Air ventilation solutions. This is model, what is it? I believe it's the 4000K. Let's see if I can find the exact model. I think that's what it is. So this model includes a manual knob for opening and closing the lid, and then it does have a thermostat. You can control whether you want it to blow in or out, turn it on and off, and then your speed control here. And it does have about 12 different speed settings. So I went with this. The previous van build I did, I used the Fantastic fan, which worked pretty good, although it was quite expensive. This was a little bit cheaper. And I went with the white lid on it, so it kind of blends in with the van. And the reason why I went with this over the Fantastic fan again is because of the wide range of speed controls. On the Fantastic fan, you can only go so low. So for like an overnight low setting speed, you really couldn't accomplish that. So I feel like with this one, I had a friend that was using one of these, and I was really impressed on how low he could get it to go. So that's why I went with that, and as well it was cheaper. So how I'm going to install that here is, there was this little mini solar vent, and it had like a little square, probably 20-watt solar panel or something like that to control that. So I took off the little mini solar panel. Now I'm going to remove this and have to cut a 14 by 14 inch hole there. So that's the spot I'm going to use. I feel like it's perfect. It's centrally located near my cooking area, near my desk, so I think it'll work good as far as placement. I'll show you what we're working with up top here. I'll just have to remove these screws. This thing is kind of busted up already. Plastic cover is busted, so we'll just get that pulled out of there, and then we can work on mapping out our 14 by 14 inch square hole. Not sure how I'm going to do that yet. I might use a grinder, might use a jigsaw. We'll see what works the best. Alright, so we're just test fitting it. It looks like the hole is perfect size. So now we'll be going back up there, laying down our butyl tape and screwing it in. Well, we do have the Maxx Air Roof Vent installed. I've got it fully open now. Compared to the Fantastic fan, it does seem to open further as far as the lid on top. And I'm also noticing that it has 2 brackets instead of 1 like the Fantastic fan does. So I think it'll be a little sturdier when it's up and in windy conditions. I don't have 12-volt power back here right now, so I'm not going to wire it up to test it, but I'm just going to fingers crossed that it's actually going to work. So it is installed. I've heard a little bit of popping noises from the butyl tape. It must have had some air trapped in it. So I'm going to let that settle and get all the air out of it as it just settles there, and then go on top with some sealant. I do have some RV roof sealant. I'll be going around the edge of it and then on top of each screw head. So of course on the inside here I still need to do my insulation and paneling, but I'm going to hold off till I get all my wiring done, get my solar panels up. I think this is going to be the entry point for my solar panel wires. They did have a little mini solar panel up there to power the little fan that was here, so I'll just utilize that hole that's already there. And I'm pretty sure my house batteries are going to be right over here, so that'll be a nice short distance for the solar wires to come down to the batteries. Have my charge controller here as well as my inverter, so it should work out. Looking forward to getting some power in here, but for now we'll call that a success. We'll be checking in soon with the next project. We appreciate you guys following along, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care. Peace.